Hello everyone, and welcome to the Gastrointestinal Block. This is a new 3-week mission to explore what happens to the gastrointestinal system in space, and also to look at space food and nutrition. This mission starts in the week commencing 13th of May and concludes in the week commencing 27th of May. There'll only be one spacewalk, so you'll be able to work through the recommended materials at your own pace and convenience. And we're very fortunate to have Christine Atienza joining us for the Meet an Expert session. Christine has spoken previously and has some wonderful insights into nutrition in space. And if you need to, you can watch this video anytime via the link on Canvas. During this block, we'll be continuing with the LEGO Education Build to Launch series. In our Mission Roundtable, we'll be discussing the thought-based activities from Module 2. And there's a prompt to start watching the Module 3 videos prior to the next block, which will start immediately after the mid-year break. And all the links are there via the tiles on the home page. There is some preparation needed for the roundtable, and that includes a recap of what you've learnt from the respiratory block, and the allocations are on Canvas, so please have a check of those, and please come along ready to participate in discussion. As far as assessment goes, you should keep working on your group video assignment, which is due no later than Sunday the 2nd of June, and also complete the 2 short reflections for your e-portfolio. The first to support your written report, and the second to support your final e-portfolio reflective piece. And that's the one about spin-off, and you have a dedicated tile with all the resources for that. The presentation on Canvas for this block is pretty much the same as all the other blocks, with the tabs at the top and then the tiles for the separate activities. And after the introduction, we move on to the to-do list, which lists the key tasks and key dates that you need to be aware of. For inspiration, we have the beautiful Chopin in Space concert, and then the standard extension resources for you. With Spacewalk Overview, this is also presented in the standard fashion. The learning outcomes for this block are to understand the gastrointestinal system response to spaceflight, discuss the changes in the gut microbiome, appreciate the importance of good dental health for spaceflight, understand the importance of good food and nutrition, and to be able to understand the basic principles behind space gardening. The learning resources are set up in 5 topics this time. So we have the gastrointestinal system response to spaceflight, the gut microbiome, dental care in space, food and nutrition, and growing plants in space. And then there's a discussion Padlet under the Discuss tab, and there are 3 points specific to this block and then 3 general points, so I encourage you to have a think about those and post some responses there and engage in discussion with your fellow students. For the Review tab, we have the answers to the decompression sickness activity from the respiratory spacewalk, and then there's a crossword for the gastrointestinal block. And various extra resources for you, so optional things that you can look at if you would like to delve into things further. That includes books which are available through the university library, articles and videos. For our Meet an Expert session, once again, standard format. So we have Christine Atienza, and we have Christine's biography, the standard recurring Zoom link, the information about the recording, which will be posted on the YouTube playlist in the normal way, and then there's a discussion Padlet, which once again I encourage you to participate in after the session. This is the video page for the Build to Launch Module 3, which you will need to watch no later than the end of June, so have this done just before we start on the first block after the break. And this is a reminder about the spin-offs tile and the resources that are available to help you with your e-portfolio assignment. With the mission roundtable and debrief, we'll be looking at an inspirational video, doing the recap for the respiratory block, small group discussion, and then the debrief for the respiratory block. The small group discussion is broken up into a number of parts. So first of all, we look at growing plants on the moon. Next, we move on to our LEGO Build to Launch thought-based discussion topics, and that's broken up into 3 parts. So this is the second part, which has several questions about testing ideas and why we should do this. And the third part is about thinking about hitting a target and how you could achieve that, especially in space. And then the final part is thinking about moving large and heavy objects. And finally, we have the debrief for the respiratory block. So think about what you liked, perhaps what you didn't like quite so much, and what you think could be improved, and bring along any constructive suggestions that you might have. And it's also an opportunity to ask questions. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.